Whether you've been out farming all morning, raiding an English monastery, or you just spent too much time in the mead hall last night, you need breakfast. And in the Viking Age, that means porridge. Start by getting your pot warm. If you're inside, probably medium-high heat, and we are going to put our oats straight into the pot. Nothing in there yet. Our goal here is to toast them a little bit. So keep the oats moving around. You don't want them to burn, but in just a moment, you will start to smell sort of earthy, nutty scent coming from it. Oh yeah, I can smell that coming out already here. This is going to do quite a bit to add some flavor to our finished product, so don't skip this. Now, we're going to add to this 2-3 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to get this melted down in here. Just stir it all in together. We want that fat to coat the oats, because remember, fat equals flavor. And if you do porridge wrong, there's no flavor. All right, now we're going to add 3 cups of water to this. 1 cup of oats, 3 cups of water. And I know what you're thinking. We've drowned it. Don't worry. These will soak up all the water, get nice and thick, and you can already see the steam there. It's going to evaporate out some. So we have to stir this now. It's going to take a while, probably about 10 minutes or so. Stick with it. It's worth it. In the Viking Age, we think of all these big burly warriors out constantly on raids, but in reality, the Norsemen were farmers for the most part. All the recipes we feature on this channel are authentic in terms of the ingredients. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any Viking cookbooks, so we don't know exactly how they did things, but from archaeological digs and from just observing what we find in growing in the area natively, we can figure out what they ate. And we do know that porridge was a good part of the diet. Porridge we're making today is made with oats. Now, it would have also been common to have used barley to make the porridge. Thought this would be a good one to start with. We're all familiar with oats, and it's very easy to cook. All right, it's been about 10 minutes, and take a look at this. Look at how nice and thick it is. You were worried whenever we put all that water in there, but no, it comes together. Porridge is very forgiving. If you are not used to cooking much at home, this is a great thing to start. We're going to add half a cup of milk from your favorite horn. This is going to make our porridge nice and creamy. So stir that in. Stir, stir, stir. This is going to soak in very, very fast. Don't worry about that. And you probably want to go ahead and turn down the heat because we don't want the milk to boil. And once this is incorporated, our porridge is basically finished. And if you were a normal farmer on a normal day out in Scandinavia 1,000 years ago, your breakfast would be ready. But we want to add a little bit more to it. We want to add a little more flavor, dress it up a little bit. So we have some local ingredients that would have been authentic to the period, widely available, and that's what we're going to put in our porridge this morning. Nice copper bowl. We'll pretend we're wealthy jarls this morning or something. These would be period appropriate, but again, only very wealthy people would have it. Commoners would have a wooden bowl. Now, what do we dress it up with? Well, first thing, we're going to use some blueberries. Blueberries are in season here where I live. Lingonberries would have been maybe a little more widely available, very popular at the time. Blueberries also available, also delicious. Now, we need some nuts. The only nut that grew natively in Scandinavia at the time was hazelnuts. However, from archaeological digs, we have found lots of evidence of walnuts being imported and very widely consumed. So this morning, we're going to pretend we live near a seaport with a thriving trade market, and we have our walnuts for breakfast. And then finally, we need a little sweetener added into this. And if you're a Viking, what are you going to use to sweeten your food with? Honey, of course. It's the most delicious thing we can get. We use it to make mead, and we also use it to sweeten our porridge. So there we have it. A Viking breakfast, porridge with all the extras. Skull. That is good.